Okay, this is a quick little intro. Summer has hit, so I'm going to be sitting at my desk. Multiple sclerosis is decreasing my mobility while the temperature is high. It's a problem I can't deal with. So I'm going to recut some old videos, and this is one of them. Hope you enjoy. We'll see you when the weather cools off, and I'll do some more new content. At the moment, I have this all up on axle stands, so all the wheels can turn because I'm demonstrating the drivetrain. I thought it might be a good day to fit an easy oil drain valve and do an oil change, given that this thing has not had one for nearly a year, although granted it hasn't driven very far. Now, before I drain the fluids, I like to just check that I've got everything first. I'm not doing the fuel filter today, and I like to use Donaldson if I can, but down here we can see my Donaldson oil filter, which are hard to get, and that is a 550 422. Normally I'd get a Donaldson, but I don't have one on hand, and I can't get one in at short notice. So I have a Z419 and a Z22. I don't think I've got the right ones here. Alright, we're underneath. One of the main gripes I have about this is the drain plug facing the drive shaft here. Yeah, bit of a pain in the rear because it hits that and sprays everywhere. In oil. We'll let things... Oh. One-handed, I dropped the plug in there, so I'm gonna have to go fishing. Also, I put an extended grease nipple in here to help things out. But while I've got this up, I might as well grease all the drive shafts too, because I can spin all these things around. Hold it in till we feel the threads skip, and then out we go. Oh, we might have got lucky today. The viscosity is low enough that it's not hitting the uni joint. Now we'll check our wading plug up there, which I can't get with all my hands knotted up like this. Now this has a little O-ring on it, and once we get this in, should be good. Now I think that is off. It's good. Now we need a spanner of an appropriate size, which I should have checked. So Knipex to get the rest of it the way. Okay, we've got it in, and we've got the valve open now just to let it drip that last little bit out. I do have a flexi hose and a little hose barb that can screw into this. So when I'm doing this next time, I can just run a pipe straight in. Okay, now some of you might be concerned about knocking this off the oil pan and draining all your oil out. I agree, that is a definite risk. And if you've got something stuck up under the drive shaft here, a bit of fencing wire, something like that, yeah, sure, that would definitely cause a problem. I'm not doing quite that much hardcore stuff, and I have multiple sclerosis, so laying on my back gives me constant head spins. If I'm going to continue doing my own oil, I need to do something like this. Alright, now we're going to get the oil filter off, which is in an uncomfortable spot that you can't even get a camera into. Okay, we got it moving with a strap wrench. Can we go? Yes, I think we drained most of the oil filter this time. Good-o. Okay, I found a Ryco equivalent. Hopefully this should work. And I got some more gear oil as well. I had to Google search this. I can't get out of the box one-handed. Let's have a look. So oil seal's a smaller diameter than this one, but I reckon the thread pitch is wrong. I don't think that's going to fit. Yeah, these are clearly the wrong sizes. They're not going to fit. Okay, so update. The spare Z419 I have fits. I think I'm going to chuck that on there. Looks like the O-ring just fell off it too. So we'll put that one on for now. Should at least get us somewhere so we can get the right one. Alright. Neighbours will turn the music up again. That's nice of them. Anyway, we're going to prime this with some Castrol GTX 15W40. And I'll do one other thing that helps make life just a little easier here. Just run just a light bead of oil around the O-ring. Right. Here we go. Here we go. Flip as quick as we can. Good, drained into the bucket. That's good. I think that is comfortably tight. Alright. Right, I forgot. Over near the junk pile there is my check sheet. I got to check what the K's are on this one. What am I up to? 150, 317. So let's put that down on the sheet. So it is 150,317. Last time I did it, it was 146,650. That was in 22. So what have we done here? About 4,000 Ks in 2 years. So yeah, but it hasn't had an oil change in about a year. So it's probably had an oil change annually. I think I did it last year. So it's had about 2,000 Ks. Sometimes you just can't video anything without these guys wanting to get involved. Can you swing a spanner, dude? It'd be really handy. Does this one unscrew? Or is this a pop-out one? It's a pop-out one. This is our half bottle of oil. So we're going to use our existing open bottle first. Get a couple of litres out of that before we open a new one. Alright, funnel for the new one. I had to go find it and clean it. Castrol's had a change of bottle design. They've got a white one now. See, we are bang on the high mark. Exactly on. I don't need to add any more to that. Right, time to check her out. Check her in neutral, handbrake's off. Doesn't really matter, we're on axle stands anyway. And we need to turn away here while I flick some switches in correct order here. Okay, wipers are on. Turn them off. Now we're going to watch for oil pressure, which is this light here. We want to see oil pressure come up and go out. If it doesn't, we're going to shut it. There we go. Alright. We'll pull our idle stop up a little bit now. Let it run for a couple of minutes and we'll see where our oil level's at. I've had it running for a couple of minutes. We'll let it sit, let the oil drop to the bottom again, and we'll top up the difference. While we're waiting for that, we get some oil, some grease in here, and we'll grease all the uni joints while it's easy to do. You know, I'm in here complaining about the birds. There's crimson bowerbirds squawking away over the side there. We're going to give a couple of pumps of grease into the UJs. These haven't had it in a while. We're going to pump some into the slip joint. Let's bring it around to about here then. That one goes on. Oh, I heard a bit of a pop of grease, so that's when you stop. Here's our slip joint. Go on to you. Much easier on axle stands. I might do this next time, you know. That one's pretty good. Now, if anything's going to stop you in your tracks on the road is a dodgy universal joint. I actually carry a couple of spares of these when I do long trips. Clearly this rear diff needs some attention, and I'm thinking these suspension points are probably going to need it at some point too. Maybe those things. It's turning out to be a noisy Tuesday. That's what you get for living around other people, I guess. Let's have a look here. What's our oil level doing here? We look to be right between the high and low. So I'll put just a little bit in. I don't want it too full, but I don't want it to run out if it a little bit leaks. Alright, so I've just finished the rest of this off, which is a 5 litre bottle, and I put about 2.5 litres in out of the other one, so just shy of the 8 litres they reckon is a normal oil change. Advantage of having an oil bleed valve on this is I can just tap a tiny little bit off if I overfill it. I don't have to pull that whole plug out and drain the whole lot. It is kind of handy. Also means if I'm really desperate, I can sample some oil and go and send it off for testing if I ever need to. And of course, as usual, thank you to Grit Mitts for the cleanup. Stuff's top notch. They give it to me for a very good price in exchange for promoting it, but I also approach them, so they get a freebie shout out in the video. Anyway, see you in the next one. Hope it was fun.